For you today, a melodic analysis and comparison of the main melody of Steel Guitars by James Damiano to the main melody of Dignity by Bob Dylan. I define melody as the sequence or ordering of pitches in a single line of a musical composition. That is, melody is the ordering of pitches, which are often referred to as numbers, one being the number of the pitch center or tonic of the composition. And melody is distinct from rhythm, which specifies the timing and the duration of those notes. Analysis will cover the main melody of Steel Guitars and the main melody of Dignity, which I find to be strikingly similar. To begin, I'd like to illustrate the similarity of these two melodies by playing for you what I identify to be the common features themselves, a melodic arc of shared melodic features between these two compositions. This melodic arc is the pitches 1, followed by the pitches 5, 6, 1, and then after a gap, proceeding to the pitches 2, 3, 1. These pitches constitute what I call a melodic arc in that they bear with them something of the character of the melodic phrase, starting with 1, ending with 1, proceeding in certain patterns in between, particularly the 5, 6, 1 progression in between, and the ending with the 2, 3, 1. There's a kind of a melodic character to this arc, more than just a set of shared pitches. What I will be doing shortly is I'll be leading you through an analysis, allowing you to hear how Steel Guitars actually projects this exact same arc as Dignity. First, what I will be doing shortly is I'll be leading you through an analysis, allowing you to hear how Steel Guitars actually projects this exact same arc as Dignity. First, what I'd like to do would be to play for you this melodic arc, and then play for you Dignity, so that you can hear the similarity between this arc, which it consists of the shared pitches between the two melodies, and Dignity itself. So this is the common arc, the common shared pitches of the two melodies of the two main melodies of Steel Guitars and Dignity. I'm going to play that to the rhythm of Dignity, so that you can hear how this melody, when set to the rhythm of Dignity, sounds very similar to Dignity. So this is the common arc. Now that melody should sound very similar to the main melody of Dignity, which is this. As I conclude in my analysis submitted as a written declaration, I find these two melodies strikingly similar. Okay, now as I've mentioned, the melody of Steel Guitars involves a lot of repeated kind of noodled figures, so that you have you also have, okay, this kind of repetitive embellishment can be reduced to more simple form by simply reducing the repeated fragments, so that we eliminate the noodling. We end up with this. So I'm going to play the melody of Steel Guitars, eliminating repeated notes, repeated melodic fragments, against the rhythm and accompaniment of Dignity. As I do so, I want to point out that I have altered none of the notes. I have only, as I said before, lowered or raised a few notes, one register or octave. All of the notes from the melody are still present in this steel guitar melody. The only thing is that I have eliminated some of the noodling, and it sounds like this. So once again, that is the melody of steel guitars with all of the notes still intact. The only thing that has happened is I've eliminated some of the noodling and 3 notes have been changed. The register they're heard in, instead of a high A, we hear a low A, that kind of thing. Here is, for comparison, the main melody of Dignity. Here is, for comparison, the main melody of Dignity. So this should demonstrate that there is a striking similarity between the melodies of these two compositions. The only difference between them is that 3 notes from steel guitars have been changed from 1 octave above to 1 octave below, and that some of the noodling has been reduced. As I have mentioned, the idea of changing the octave or register that a pitch is heard in and the idea of eliminating or introducing noodling, these are very common melodic embellishments, and in most musicological analyses are considered actually kind of almost insignificant melodic developments. These are considerable as the same melody in a lot of ways. The common pitches then, to reiterate, are 1, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1. And once more, I'll play the common arc, that is those pitches that are shared in common between steel guitars and Dignity, and then I'll play for your comparison Dignity, so that you can hear the 2 melodies against each other and compare them and see how similar they are. That was the common melodic arc. This is Dignity, as released. This concludes my melodic analysis and comparison. I also should direct your attention to the written document, the declaration that accompanies this cassette.
That's the song. recorded songs with Jim Damiano in the year of 1986. I am recording my reading of this statement on a tape cassette as it is being videotaped. I, Danny Gallagher, declare that in 1986 I played and recorded the dobro guitar track on James Damiano's instrumental song Steel Guitars, although I didn't know it was called that at the time. The song I am referring to is in the statement number 5 of this declaration. It's the same song that is playing in the background right here. I can swear to that tape section. Playing in the background of the tape segment of this declaration. A week after Jim and I recorded this song, Jim told me that he went to New York and submitted a copy of this to Mike Harris at CBS Records.
Now, let me give a pen.
Turns out to be
You have a sign? You got
This side, to affirm.
a regular. You guys give me the same pen.
Rolling pins. Mine's green.
This is the what, Dave?
It's 27.
27.
1996.
It's 11:02 p.m. It says that right in the camera.
There it is. Thank you very much. Good night, Cleveland.
Now, this one here has to read too.
The same business here.
It just says that you're known as Jack.
Okay. I resided 18 Avenues in Terrace in Dublin, Ireland. I'm known as Danny Gallagher. I was born in Neptune, New Jersey. My full name is Daniel Everett Gallagher. I'm a musician and play the dobro. In 1986, I recorded the dobro guitar to James Damiano's song, Steel Guitars. Mario Phillips and James Damiano played the other two guitars that are heard on this time recorded. Soon after James, Mario, and I recorded Steel Guitars, Mr. Damiano told me that he went to New York to give a copy of the recording to Mikey Harris at CBS Records. I am the same person whose name is mentioned in the book written about Bruce Springsteen, Thunder Road. Go right ahead.
Now, is your full name is Danny Gallagher?
Daniel Edward.
Then you have to just write that in there. Did you see the Down Thunder Road? You didn't see the book? You want to see? You're in the book, yeah.
The bootleg of what book is that? Yeah. I forget.
Mark Elliott.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I read some of it. It didn't make that much sense. 27. January.
Yeah.
Year of 1996. There it is. Was it what
You
time?
just sign this because we need a couple witnesses. Nick's going to sign it. Can I get Benny to sign it?
Yeah. At what time?
I'm going to start right now.
11:04 p.m.
Oh, no, at Asbury Park.
Yeah. Coming in now.
Yeah. And you have to sign where the witness is and witness, just sign it. And then,
Can I get it with?
sign your name and then just print your name next to
Steve
it.
Schreiber. Steve Schreiber.
Hey, Steve Schreiber.
He's a hand. You've heard of Polish hands? This is a Jewish hand. It's a Jewish dilemma. Ham on sale. There you go.
That's all you need to put it in. That's signature, right?
It's still rolling.